Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Wacky and Weird Wednesday. We're here to talk about all the wacky and weird things have gone on since last Wednesday, and we have a lot of crazy things going on. So, this is the first and only international game show, Before Coffee, a father and daughter podcast where we look up our stories right before the show starts. We just got caffeine in our body. Well, some of us have been awake for 4 hours, so didn't just get caffeine in our bodies. We're learning to speak and read live on stream. Let's get into today's headlines and roll that segue wheel.
Still January.
Today on Wacky and Weird Wednesday. Woman wakes up to find python coiled on her chest. Oh baby, don't move. Just another day in Australia. And scientists suddenly discover that cow tools are real.
Wow, and more weird news. A man had his lottery winnings withheld for taxes in counties he's never lived in. And the world's longest lab experiment is now almost 100 years old. Longest running.
GameStop kills the infinite money glitch in wake of a YouTube video. And chipwreck! Thousands of chips wash ashore near Eastbourne.
American high school student stuns scientists by mapping 1.5 million previously unknown space objects, and there was a gigantic wave recently, and it's the most extreme one on record, and what the hell caused it?
In my wacky culture news, why did Amanda Mcron's aviator sunglasses go viral at Davos?
Yes, that's a good question. And it's National Squirrel Appreciation Day. If you don't appreciate squirrels, I don't know what's wrong with you. I think you're nuts. It's January 21st, 2026, and before coffee. Or after breakfast. Squirrel Appreciation Day.
Before coffee, before breakfast, before sanity.
After breakfast. It's way after breakfast. Oh, you hear it. It's brunch time here.
I mean, I basically had lunch or dunch or dinner. So
Dinner.
Whatever that meal right before supper. I think dinner and then supper. So I had dinner, but I didn't have supper yet. I had tea time. I don't know. I ate food at 3 p.m. So that's not really a late lunch, really.
Well, I have one big long meal called a snack. And that lasts all day.
A nice snack.
Yeah, it's like eat when you're hungry, like aminals do. Like all animals.
No. We are aminals.
I watch like nature films 24/7 now because they don't have they don't even soundtrack. A lot of them just music. And a lot of them just don't have a soundtrack, just the nature. Anyway, there's a lot of that. Eat whatever you killed and then regurgitate to the youngins. Like
Yeah.
It's a natural thing to do. A lot of that.
Maybe just regurgitate everything. People are doing that on our news stories. They just regurgitate what they hear.
This is why lionesses learn to hunt. It's in their own self-interest. They don't want to breastfeed their entire lives. They go, I'm going to go kill something, drag it back and regurgitate it, or whatever, I don't even know, man. It was probably leopards. It was leopards doing that.
Yeah.
Leopards were regurgitating the old food, old youngins. I just caught me a bunch of whatever it was, and ooh, that's disgusting. I thought it was disgusting watching things kill. The regurgitating of dead stuff. Now, having to duck the buzzards on the towers when they're regurgitating stuff right in front of me, that's not fun either, man, because you see the stuff all over the ground, right? It's piles and piles of it. It's disgusting. It's just regurgitated bones. and fur all over the place. Disgusting.
Yeah, because you can't eat them. Can't really break them down.
Oh, they give it a name. Yeah, they just do that. That's enough of that. Well, they feed the youngins, right? They feed the youngins in the nest, and then they just, the bones are finished. That's it. Get out of here.
Well, I hope nobody was eating while the show was going, because you're welcome for that imagery, I guess.
Just nature, man. Nature, man. The gag reflexes are in all humans. Anyway, let's
let's roll our segue wheel for our first segue and our first stories.
Let's not go down that tangent.
We already did. Simile and metaphor is our first segue of the day. And we're going to be talking about Australia, the land of random ass animals that can kill you. This is from Alicia Rahman Sarkar on The Independent. An Australian woman woke up in the middle of the night to discover a massive carpet python curled up on top of her. Rachel Bloor assumed it was her dog laying on top. Yeah, because dog fur and snake scale are exactly the same feeling. Maybe it was on her blanket, right above her, not actually on her chest. Rachel Bloor assumed it was her dog lying on top of her when she felt something heavy on her stomach and chest. But when she rested her arms atop the covers to pet the dog, she felt something smooth shift beneath her fingers. To her horror, it was a 2.5 million reptile. Meter, 2.5 meter reptile, which had slithered its way up to her second-story bedroom in Brisbane, Queensland. Miss Bloor said she immediately woke up her husband and told him to turn on the lights. He goes, "Oh, baby, don't move. There's like a 2.5 meter python on you," she told the BBC. The incident occurred on Monday night, the 19th of January. Her first course of action was to tell her husband to take the dogs out of the room. "I thought if my Dalmatian realized there was a snake there, it was going to be carnage." Once the dogs were moved out, she kept her cool and carefully crawled out from under the covers. "I sort of side-shuffled out," she said. She maintained her composure and ushered the snake out through the window herself, without calling for professional help. Miss Bloor suspects the carpet python, a non-venomous constrictor commonly found in Australia's coastal areas, squeezed through the plantation shutters on her window and onto her bed and eventually curled up on top of her. I love how there's something called a plantation shutter. What does that look like? Plantation shutter. Oh yeah. It's the you know the ones. They're like blinds, right? But they're stuck on a window shutter, and you can definitely just squeeze in through those easily. "It was that big that even though it had been curled up upon me, part of its tail was still out of the shutter," she said. "I grabbed him, but even then he didn't seem overly freaked out. He sort of just wobbled in my hand. Probably really, really warm, so passed out." Miss Bloor recalled she was unfazed by the snake and relieved it was not a toad. "Toads freak me out," she said. Kurt White, a snake catcher, said snake activity had ramped up with breeding season over and eggs starting to hatch. "Obviously, with this hot weather, we're seeing plenty of them getting out and about and basking in the sun," he told ABC News. Mr. White said the number of snakes had not gone up, but sightings had grown more frequent as bushland gave way to new housing developments. "They have to go to find a place to live. Our backyards are offering the perfect habitat," he said. "Unfortunately, the gaps in the garage doors provide the perfect entry point for a snake." So there's your Australian wacky news about pythons. And maybe get some new shutters, I think.
What I got for a metaphor? Oh, I got it. Yeah, my metaphor is a snake in the grass is much preferred to a snake in the bed.
Very much so.
Snake in the grass. It's somebody you can't trust.
I'm not scared of snakes either. No. But even I would be like, "Oh God, there's a snake laying on top of me. What the fuck?"
Yeah, especially something that can just crush you with its freaking body, you know.
Yeah, if he gets hungry enough, I suppose.
They constrict.
But I genuinely think this was happening because of the desire to be warm, right? And that's about it. That's what a lot of reptiles love, being warm. But it's not always easy to find heat in the nighttime, so.
That's why they see a lot of dead snakes on the highway.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of dead snakes.
The asphalt's very warm.
This was paradise. There goes a semi over.
So sad.
It's over. It's over and about it.
They just wanted to be warm because they're cold-blooded. So.
Well, if you're in West Texas and they're literally crawling with rattlesnakes, it's not such a. People think it's such a tragedy. Okay.
My next story is about more animal wackiness. Sorry?
We did have a rattlesnake in our garage. We did have an infant rattlesnake in our garage at the time. Back when you were a baby, like a small baby.
Now, I only got bit by fire ants. That's the only thing that's ever happened to me.
We had all the creepy crawlies there. We had black widows, scorpions, tarantulas, rattlesnakes.
My next story is about another animal that is as deadly as a snake, actually. Cows. Cows kill more people in the UK than snakes do. The most dangerous animal. But this is about cows that use tools. And they're real. This is from Frank Landymore on Futurism. After more than 40 years, a bizarre panel from the Far Side comic strip has finally become prophecy. The cartoon depicts a strangely eyeless bipedal cow standing in front of a bench of oddly shaped objects with the caption, "Cow tools," and no further context. The joke, that cows are too stupid to make practical tools, landed so flat that the cartoonist Gary Larson issued a public statement, explaining it after readers swamped newspaper with confused inquiries after it ran. Larson probably couldn't predict that cow tools would become a cultish internet meme decades later, serving to those in the know as an endearing icon of anti-humor. With such a heavy emphasis on the anti part, it borders on avant-garde art. Similarly, the storied cartoonist probably never anticipated that cow tools would turn out to be a real phenomenon. You heard that right. In this new study published in the journal Current Biology, so if you want to read the whole study, you can check Current Biology, scientists say they've documented the first ever verified case of a bovine using a tool, suggesting that we've been seriously underestimating the intelligence of these gentle creatures. We have, 100%. Cows are just as smart as dogs, so I'm not sure why anyone thought. Horses. Yeah, all these animals are really smart. The thing is, just because they can't speak to us, right? And I don't know, talk about philosophy, we consider them stupid is such a shitty way to measure intelligence, honestly. In footage shared by researchers, the cow named Veronica, with a K, holds a lengthy broom handle in her mouth and manipulates it to scratch herself, displaying the impressive dexterity as she reaches everywhere on her body from her stomach to her rear end. The feat is clearly no fluke, and remarkably, Veronica has received no training. Where is this even? I don't know. Okay, well, I'm just gonna make a voice for this person. Veronica did not fashion tools like the cow in Gary Larson's cartoon, but she selected, adjusted, and used one with a notable dexterity and flexibility, the researchers wrote in a study. Perhaps the real absurdity lies not in imagining a tool using cow, but in assuming such a thing could never exist. The authors highlight how astonishingly little research has been done to explore the cognitive abilities of cows and other cattle, because if you find out they're sentient, you might feel bad about eating them. Just an idea. As author Alice Ausberg, a cognitive biologist in the University of Veterinary Medicine Vienna, put it, the findings highlight how assumptions about livestock intelligence may reflect gaps in observation rather than genuine cognitive limits, she said in a statement about the work. Veronica is a Swiss brown cow, so European cows are smarter than American cows. Just joking. And was raised by a farmer in Austria who, starting 10 years ago, began to notice that the creature would sometimes pick up sticks on her own to scratch herself. After a video taken of Veronica's shrewd habits caught the researchers' attention, they immediately traveled to the farm to study her closely, performing controlled trials in which they carefully observed and recorded her habits. The findings were stunning. They found that Veronica would consistently target specific body parts, and that she generally preferred using the brush end of the stick to scratch herself. That makes sense, you know, like when you get those scratching forks or whatever you want to call them, right? You use a little nub isn't going to do it. You need reach, right? You need some hand reach. Except when she scratched more sensitive regions of her body, she then used the smooth end, like probably behind her ears, right? You don't want to get the broom inside your eyeball. Which is already really smart, right? To realize, hey, if I use this side, it's great for like mass coverage, and then if I use this side, it's great for micro coverage, and then I can use this tool to scratch myself. In further evidence of the cow's deliberate control, she used wide, forceful movements to scratch her upper body, similar to how a human would do it, while soothing her lower body with a slower, more controlled one, because it's ticklish down there on your belly. This demonstrates genuine flexibility. I can't speak. This demonstrates genuinely flexible tool use, lead author Antonio Orsuna Mascaro, a researcher at the University of Veterinary Medicine, Vienna, said in a statement, as well as the ability to anticipate the outcome of her actions and adjusting her grip and movements accordingly. That feels good. Let me do it some more. Though I think a lot of animals understand scratching themselves, but hey, you gotta start somewhere on the cognitive ability list, right? Tools use was once considered the hallmark of human intelligence, but that notion has firmly been debunked, challenging a narrow understanding of what intelligence is. Yeah, just put a towel on your refrigerator door and you can see how tool use dogs can be. Some chimpanzees, for example, use sticks to extract termites from trees. Crows, too, are frequently observed using twigs to reach their grubs, and they can complete very difficult puzzles to get their treats. That said, tool usage is rarely observed in the wild, and it's even more rare to see used in a flexible, multi-purpose manner like the broom. They're probably learning from us, which is amazing that we can... our intelligence kind of just radiates out of us onto other creatures. Because she is using the tool on her own body, this represents an egocentric form of tool use, which is generally considered less complex than tool use directed at an external object. Said, yeah, I thought at first when I started reading this article, I thought they were going to say that the cow's sweeping the barn. That would have been pretty impressive too. I'm going to clean this up a little. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Veronica. Sorry, I need a cup of water. I'm about to cough. Okay.
Oh, you're about to cough. Okay.
I got a frog in my throat. At the same time, she faces clear physical constraints as she must manipulate tools with her mouth. While Veronica's skills are stunning, she probably isn't a singularly intelligent cow, which is encouraging to scientists. We know more about tool use of exotic animals on remote islands than we do about cows we live with, Osuna Mascaro told CNN in an interview. Now at least we're starting to be sensitive enough to observe them. So, look forward for some more cow studies about how smart cows are. I'm sure anyone who's been around a cow knows how smart they are. I'm sure you have some stories about that. But it's good to know the scientists figured it out.
I'm only charged with coming up with a metaphor, so... Although I do have stories. Yes. I can listen to bovine stories until the cows come home. That's my metaphor, Emily. I have another kind of a joke. Like, everybody knows cows are smart. They were the first astronaut going back to the 1700s, right? Mm-hmm. Jumped over the moon. And then I have probably a few smart cow stories, but my favorite one, I think, it might be my favorite one, is when you let out a new, calves can't run a pasture because they'll just go right under the fence and they're gone, right? So you got to be kept them inside the barn. But at a certain age, you got to let them out in the pasture. And what the cows do is they see that newbie that doesn't know about the electric fences yet. And they go, hey, check out the newbie. And they all gather around, wait for the newbie to knock over the electric fence because it doesn't know about it yet. Yeah. Or sure, it's always a female. It's a heifer. They're waiting for her to knock over the electric fence.
Look at this idiot. And then they start, I guess I say point and laugh, but they moo and laugh.
You know what cow's only desire in life is that field over there I can't get to. That's right.
Yeah, what the hell? There's more food I could be eating.
So they just wait around. Yeah,
and that's also why it's very important to have predators, because deer will do that, right? They'll overgraze and they'll kill everything in a whole area if you have too much Too much prey, not enough predators. So, because they all they want to do is eat everything, and they will eat everything.
Hey, just put their head down and keep going. Same with sheep. Yeah. They destroy the ecology.
My story I was thinking of is, I mean, this is a simple one, but I'm sure everyone's heard this one, is that you can call cows by their name and they'll come.
Yeah. Mom called
right? There's not a lot of animals who know that, hey, you're talking to me. That's me. I'm Betty the cow, you know, or whatever. Right?
My mom sold her cows. And she went to the farm. And she just walked out by the fence, and they saw her and just came over. Not the cows that were there before, right? Mm-hmm. The cows that she sold. Her cows, yeah. They'd even pulled the horns off them. She never did because she thought that was unnecessary cruelty, which it was. So, anyway, I guess that's my point. Is the worst time to be in a farm? Best springtime. First of all, you got to mend all the fences that got knocked down by snowmobiles and everything else. And animals during the winter, and just snow, just nature, whatever. You do a lot of that. And then the first thing you do with the fence is that you put up, and you got to keep them close to the barn, is you put them the new spring, you know, they're not quite cows yet, but they're not calves anymore. You got to let them out in the pasture because you want to feed them all summer, right? So exactly. That's the fences are going to be knocked down for the next 2 or 3 months from these stupid, you know, they don't learn. Oh my God, that's it. Eventually they learn it's an electric fence, and it's like, yeah. I think that some of them think it's a real popular move too to knock down the fence too, right? Everybody likes me. I knocked down the fence. You know?
Only that one time, then you never do it again.
Like gang initiation, right? It's like running naked through the hallways at school or something. Yeah, anyway, let's
roll our next segue.
Listen to me talk. Oh, you are going to listen to me talk. All right, anyway. We're going to talk about the man who won the lottery. Never, when you get lucky.
Now I'm going to write a haiku about it.
A haiku about winning and losing. Newsweek.com, man had lottery winnings withheld over debts he didn't know. In North Carolina, man had a lucky moment winning the lottery. Not the lottery. He didn't win a whole bunch, but he did win some money. But his fortunes quickly changed when he couldn't withdraw his winnings due to a debt he didn't know. Nearly half of U.S. adults play the lottery each year, according to a 2016 Gallup poll, while people from all socioeconomic backgrounds play. A 2023 study from the Howard Center for Investigative Journalism found that the frequent players are often from lower-income communities. While playing the lottery is a regular occurrence for many Americans, lottery winners and their varying fortunes can often make headlines. In 2025, one woman lost a winning ticket for $2.5 million. Oh, no. A moment of bad luck. On the other hand, one couple had particularly good fortune by managing to win the lottery twice. Oh, Jesus. Wouldn't make me vomit. Speaking of regurgitating. U.S. lottery sales generate high revenue, and the North American Association of State and Provincial Lotteries, NASPL, reported that U.S. total lottery sales surpassed $113 billion in fiscal year from 2022 to 2013. So a couple of $1 billion jackpots they got to give away a year. That ain't a scratch. That ain't nothing, right? Let's see. This man here, Carl McCain, told North Carolina's ABC 11 Eyewitness News that he tried his luck with Mega Ball on November 4th. He drew and matched 4 numbers, winning $800. Given the size of the prize, McCain needed to travel to the North Carolina Education Lottery's regional office in Raleigh. He needed 4 buses and 8 transfers, and it cost him $792. No, I'm just kidding. I'm making that part up. That's when things went awry. McCain told the outlet that he sat down to wait and collect his winnings, but then he was handed paperwork explaining that under North Carolina's State Lottery Act, if a winner owes a debt to either state or local agencies, when he applied to that, the counties were Lenoir County and Wayne County, but McCain told ABC 11, well, I've never been there before. I don't know anybody there. After contacting the counties and being told there was no debt, McCain uncovered the problem. He first gave them his name and birth date, and there was no debt, but when he gave his social security number, he's told another man's number is hitting off their social security number. And of course, are we arresting that man anytime soon? When he asked for more information, he said he was told that it couldn't be released. After waiting a month with no answers, he reached out to ABC 11 troubleshooter Diane Wilson and began investigating. Shortly after Wilson spoke with Lenoir County representatives, McCain said he was told, they erased my social security number, other data bank, and received a check within days. The county says it's unclear how the error occurred, but it may be a case of mistaken identity. They don't want to comment because they don't want to admit they made a mistake. It was a 4-time winner, so it was $800. McCain told ABC 11 it was a 4-time winner, so it was $800 that I won. I told my wife, we need to call Diane Wilson, I said, because I've seen her get refrigerators and washing machines. Why can't you get my $800 for me? A 4-time winner? What does he mean by a 4-time winner? That's a 4-time winner? He bets 4 numbers. So maybe that's why he's talking North Carolina.
She's won a lot of things. She's just lucky and she's won a lot of things.
Carl McCain.
Oh, I thought they were talking about somebody else. Sorry.
No, he's what he told his wife, and Diane Wilson is the reporter.
So his wife is Diane. I thought he was saying Diane Wilson won 4 times.
Channel 11 background on this. Diane Wilson is obviously the Channel 11 reporter. At least obvious to me is the Channel 11 reporter who does this did the segment on it and told the entire freaking world about it. This local North Carolina reporter told the whole world, "Hey, county government screwed up at the local level. Why the hell are they getting just
you better check your social security number hasn't been deleted."
Yeah, better see if there's any tax debts in your name anywhere and go, "Hey, what the fuck? I don't know shit. What the hell's all this?" Yeah, you better check that out, folks.
That's
you don't
suspicious.
know what's out there. Next, you got to do the haiku. Sorry.
A haiku on. All right, that was what I was supposed to be doing.
You weren't. You want me to give you more time?
I got distracted and then.
More time. Okay. Next story.
Let's talk
about the world's longest running lab experiment. Is almost 100 years long. What the hell's taking so long? What are they trying to grow? Another galaxy? Let's see. Sometimes science can be painfully slow. This is from Science Alert. Carly Casella. Sometimes science can be painfully slow. Data comes in dribs and drabs. I've been there. And what the hell's going on in my scrolling functions on my computer here? Sometimes science can be painfully slow. Data comes in dribs and drabs. Truth trickles and veracity proves viscous. I love it when they use words that are hard to pronounce. The world's longest running lab experiment is an ongoing work in sheer scientific patience that has been running continuously for nearly a century under the close supervision of several custodians and many spectators, and it's ever so slowly dripping away. It all started in 1927. We're going back to Australia again. Weren't we just in Queensland? Isn't that where we just were?
Yes, we were.
It all started, and here we are back in Queensland for another story. It all started,
Queensland.
All right. University of Queensland. When the physicist Thomas Parnell of the University of Queensland in Australia filed a closed funnel. I'm sorry. What the hell? A bunch of noise out in the hallway. Somebody looting the house? Good Lord.
I've decided to reconstruct the whole house. I'm tearing down a wall.
I'm just baffled. Anyway, where was I? Okay. Fill the closed funnel. The University of Queensland, Australia guy. Let's get to the story. Filled a closed funnel with the world's thickest known fluid, pitch, a derivative of tar that was once used to seal ships against the seas. 3 years later, in 1930, Parnell cut the funnel's stem like a ribbon at an event, heralding the start of the pitch drop experiment. From then on, the black substance began to flow. At least, that is, in a manner of speaking. A room temperature pitch might look solid, but it's actually fluid, 100 billion times more viscous than water. So much digital code. It took 8 years for the first droplet to finally hit the beaker below. Then they dripped at a cadence of once every 8 years or so, slowing down only after air conditioning was installed in the building in the late 1900s. Shut that air conditioning off. This is never gonna stop. Anyway, after the funnel was cut, 9 drops in total have seeped out. The last was in 2014, so it's about due, I would say. It's been 12 years. Science expect another will fall sometime in the 2020s, but they are still waiting. No one has ever actually seen a droplet fall directly, despite all the watchful eyes. The experiment is now live streamed, but various glitches in the past meant that each fateful moment has slipped us by. And there's a picture of the jar. And yeah. And what are we trying to prove again? After Purnell, fellow physicist John Mainstone took over caretaking duty in 1961. Sadly, both died without ever seeing a droplet fall with their own eyes. Mainstone was custodian for 52 years in 2000. He missed a drop because of a thunderstorm disrupted the live feed. That is terrible. He passed away just a few months before the next drop oozed out, April 2014. Physics professor Andrew White is the third and current custodian of the pitch drop experiment, keeping vigil for the long-awaited 10th drop. The world's longest-running lab experiment has barely begun. And again, what are we trying to prove? Wasn't explained, but maybe we got a haiku to explain it for us. Or two.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they did some more there, but it's fine. I have my first and second haiku, so let's start with the first one. Whoops! The file's erased. Number lost in Beer Cat's mistakes. I can't bear.
Oh. There you
Second
go.
haiku. A century waits. Halfway through the silent reach. Mysteries unfold. Mysteries? Mysteries. Mysteries. That's a new way to say that word. Mysteries.
Let's write that down. How do you spell that?
The same as mysteries. Mysteries.
Oh, is it the French pronunciation?
I have no idea. Maybe the Dutch one. That's what happens when you learn another language. Your mouth suddenly decides, hey, you should say this like a Dutch person would say it. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I know English. But thank you. Let's roll our segment wheel for my next stories.
I just realized I had two instances in this browser open.
Next story. Give me a non sequitur.
All right.
Okay. Our next story is about a GameStop infinite money glitch, which, if anybody lives in reality, you know those don't exist. There's no infinite money glitch. It's probably just fraud or racketeering or something. It's illegal. And it's legal for a reason, because you can't have infinite money. Zach Wisen on Kotaku is reporting the story. A YouTuber reportedly discovered a way to generate infinite money via a strange trade-in deal glitch at GameStop. After making a video about it, that was his first mistake, the company figured out what was going on and has now claimed to have patched the bug. Or maybe this is all some odd marketing stunt, or somehow both things are true. It's hard to say anymore. On January 20th, which was Monday, or actually Tuesday, a video game retailer, Bitcoin investor, and Funko Park Graveyard, GameStop, posted a lengthy comment to Twitter about so-called infinite money glitch that was recently discovered by YouTube content creator RJC Media. How the glitch worked apparently was that if you bought a Nintendo Switch 2 for $450 and then immediately traded back in along with the purchase of any pre-owned game, a promo would be triggered that increased the value of the trade-in to $472. So every Switch that you would buy, you would gain around 50-ish bucks. So do that a million times and then you'll be a millionaire. Repeat this a few times, you could rack up a few $100 in trade-in credit. Here's why the glitch happened and how it worked, according to GameStop. In short, our systems briefly valued the pre-owned trade more than the new retail cost of the console itself, creating a narrow window where customers could repeat this transaction over and over again to amass infinite trade credit, said GameStop on social media. GameStop says that effective immediately, the glitch has been patched. It further added that trade promotions have been updated to ensure customers can no longer convert basic arithmetic into an endless revenue stream, and balance has been restored. GameStop, a company that has become famous for memes, shit posting, spinning dumb mistakes into marketing material, and also for reportedly treating its employees poorly, ended its lengthy statement by reminding people that it remains committed to offering promotions that reward its customers. However, it gently reminded people that its stores are not designed to function as an infinite money printer. So now the big question is this real? The video from RJC Media seems real enough, with the creator visiting different stores and filming the process of trading in each console. There is also a bit where he is surprised to see a GameStop store closing soon and isn't able to pull off the trade glitch there, alluding to the news that many GameStop stores will be shutting down due to greed. Would like to be something the company wouldn't want in a piece of viral marketing. There is also nothing in the video disclosing as a paid ad, which is technically required because that's breaking copyright and FFC laws. There's a FFC regulation. You have to tell people you're trying to sell them something. And the creator isn't massive, so it doesn't seem like a person the company would partner with to do some weird guerrilla marketing. If it seems odd that Kotaku is spending this much time dissecting whether or not this is real, it's because GameStop is a very weird company these days, and you've got to be careful out there. Anyway, this all seems to be real, though the statement from GameStop is clearly trying to make this a fun situation, which reminds everyone of the stapler incident from last year. What happened there? Staten Island GameStop stapled receipts to Switch 2s and punctured the screens. Oh my god, I remember that. Which is just bad boxing at that point, too. I don't know who to blame for that. I hope the others out there got to take advantage of this strain bug. Power to the players and all, you know? Yeah, power to the players. Get 50 extra bucks for trading in your Switch, too. But there's your story on some wackiness in the deal giving on the GameStop systems, I guess. Thanks for trading in a game. Here's 50 bucks.
But can you really put a price on how much delight was brought to your endorphin?
No, not really. Yeah.
Voided brain. No,
Priceless.
Really. It didn't stimulate you. Hey, you can't put a value on that. It's just money is just transactional. Is all it is. That's all money is. It's something you need to live. That's about it. All right. Next one, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I always have to say, right? I don't really care about money. I'm never thinking about money, but I do need it to live, sadly. So I have to care a little bit about it, just a little bit.
Right.
But I'm not obsessed, right? I'm not out here trying to get my bag or whatever the hell people say.
Yeah. And I won't shame people for buying food they like, even if it's overpriced. Yeah, I don't care.
That's what it's for. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a turd tomorrow, no matter what it costs. It doesn't affect me. Aha! There we go. That was my non sequitur, I guess. A lot of non sequiturs.
That's your non sequitur, unless you actually had a planned non sequitur.
Nah, I was talking about the joy of blowing money on something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy, right?
Everything has a worth, even our metaphysical emotions. Our next story is coming out of the UK. There's been a chipwreck. You heard that right, a chipwreck. There's your free pun. This from Hisin Yi Lo on the BBC. And I mean chips, not crisps. Or French fries. Potato. In some areas, the chips are 2.5 feet deep into the ground. Among the unusual sightings of washed up items, including onions found earlier this week, nothing compares to this. A call out for volunteers has been issued on a community Facebook page to encourage residents to help clear up the chips, Bonisi has said. Removing the plastic bags is a priority, he added. The potatoes will probably be eaten and, by something, but the plastic bags will not. He said there's a small colony of seals nearby and the bags pose a danger to them. I scuba dive quite regularly. I know what seals are like, he said. If they see the bag, they will play with them and try to eat them. 3 shipping containers washed up at Seaford in East Sussex yesterday on the 20th of January. A spokesperson for the HM Coast Guard said a container off Littlehampton, West Sussex, was also recovered, along with debris off Beachy Head. I love that. Beachy Head. Where do you live? I live in Beachy Head. An aircraft was sent to survey the area on Friday, and no further containers were spotted offshore, they added. They said containers which washed up at Chelsea, Eastbourne, New Haven, Rottingdean, and Beachy Head are being monitored. They came ashore a month after 16 containers fell from the cargo vessel Baltic Clipper near the Isle of Wight, and days after several containers fell from 2 more ships off the island during Storm Goretti. East Sussex County Council has urged members of the public to take extra care if they're visiting the coastline. Please keep your dogs on leads, as some of the food items washing on the shoreline may be harmful to them, a spokesperson added. Contact your district or borough council to report any new debris you find on our beaches or for information on whether volunteers are required. Eastbourne Borough Council has been approached for comment, but they haven't said anything. But there's just fries, chips, whatever you want to call them, everywhere. Just imagine, instead of sand, chips. As far as the eye can see, piles and piles, and also some onions. I don't know why there's onions in there, but there's also some onions. And it's not even on the beach shore. It's like far inland with the high tide, right? Like the high tide brought in the potatoes, but it didn't bring it back out, so they're just stuck there on the beach. But there's your short, wacky story about potatoes on a beach. Potatoes on a plastic beach. Just potatoes on a plastic beach.
That's one British word. That's one British word or English word I don't like. It's crisps.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, right? Crisps. Any word that has S-P-S.
Maybe for you.
Just get it. Yeah, it's just right? It's like, let me clean off my chin now. I just said that word.
Become the snake. Become the cat.
My non sequitur. I was thinking about Tom Hanks in that movie, The Castaway. He's sitting there on the beach, and all of a sudden, a bunch of potatoes roll up on him. He's like, "I've been having potatoes, yes." And then he can make his own dip because he's got onion.
Onion dip.
Right.
I had an onion dip in a while.
Coconut milk. I read coconut milk. Coconut. You had that coconut.
Sounds delicious.
Right? I don't know.
Oh wait, but
I know Gilligan's Island never ran out of food. They never ran out of food. Whatever. Never lost any weight either. The skipper still weighed 250 after about 10 years. What's he been eating?
That's impressive. And they didn't eat Skipper either, which is even more impressive.
That's right. I'm sequitur the hell out of that one. Let's have my number 2 stories.
Let's roll our segue wheel.
Segment. Try to get our way through Wednesday without having a major attack.
It is a mixed metaphor. Take it away.
All right, mixy metaphor. The futuresciences.com has a story from the Futura team. Nobody wants to take credit for this one. American high school students stunned scientists by mapping 1.5 million previously unknown space objects. Yeah, that's right. And one modern astronomy's most surprising breakthroughs, a high school student from California used artificial intelligence. I knew that had to be involved, right? To uncover more than 1.5 million previously unidentified space objects, all from a retired NASA mission's data. Retired NASA mission. Nobody goes through that data, apparently. They just look at it and say, we'll look at it later. There's a lot of stuff up there, man.
Yeah.
His work has been peer-reviewed and published in the Astronomical Journal, earning him recognition within the scientific community. Mateo Paz, a Pasadena high schooler, joined the Planet Finder Academy in the summer of 22, a program designed to immerse students in real-world astronomy and challenges. Under the mentorship of Calax scientist Davey Kilpatrick at the Infrared Processing and Analysis Center, the IPAC, Paz began analyzing a massive data archive from NASA's NEOWISE telescope. Launched in 2009 to detect near-Earth asteroids, NEOWISE ended up collecting far more, a decade of full-sky infrared data revealing countless celestial objects and distant cosmic phenomena. The data set was staggering, nearly 200 billion rows of observation. Initially, the team planned to study a small sample manually, but Paz envisioned something much larger. Yeah, he was using the old brain bucket, right? We got 8.
Oh no, not one of those.
200 billion rows of data. You can't go through that in one lifetime. So, drawing on his background in theoretical math, coding, and time series analysis, he built an automated algorithm. This is a high school student.
We love algorithms. Everyone loves an algorithm.
Yeah, smart doesn't come with time. Sometimes you just damn smart. Okay? He built an automated algorithm to process the vast archive. In just 6 weeks, he designed a machine learning A machine. See, I'm not smart. I can't read. In just 6 weeks, he designed a machine learning pipeline that could detect faint variable light sources, those whose brightness changed subtly or unpredictably for the human eye or standard software to catch. The model standard showing promise of almost right away, Kirkpatrick told Phys.org. As Paz fine-tuned, the results got more exciting. Soon the system was identifying flickering, pulsing, and fading objects, signatures of quasars, binary stars, and even supernova. When big data meets bigger scale. To analyze these patterns, Paz model used Fourier transforms and wavelet analysis. If you know what that is, well, congratulations. You can learn me someday. 2 powerful mathematical tools for studying time-based signals. These techniques revealed faint variations in infrared spectrum that the neolized limited sampling might otherwise have missed. Some of the variables Paz uncovered changed so slowly, so briefly, that no one had ever noticed them before. This finding could prove vital for studying rare transients and cataclysmic variables that don't follow consistent cycles. And he's like, I'm a brainiac. I remember a picture of him. I'm a brainiac. Over time, Paz partnered with Caltech researchers, including Shobhane Hamati, Daniel Masters, Ashish Mahabal, and Matthew Graham. Together, they refined the system to handle the entire sky's worth of data, producing a catalog of more than 1.5 million variable light sources now documented in the Astronomical Journal. That's got to be a lot of light reading there, huh? That catalog, released publicly in 25, is now guiding new observations from the Vera Rubin Observatory, or JWST, revealing fresh clues about stellar observation, distant galaxies, and high-energy process across the universe. Blah, 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 end of story. So let's give this kid a pat on the back. He definitely earned
Congratulations.
it. You don't sit around. He wasn't sitting around just pounding it. Never mind. Let's go ahead. Let's have a mixed metaphor. Okay.
Given the good left-hand practice, huh?
Yeah, whatever he was doing, it involved science and learning, which is a very
using that what did you say? Your brain basket.
Yeah, the brain. Yeah, using the contents of your brain bucket there, just to make sure you know what you know.
My mixed metaphor is exploring an uncharted ocean is weaving together the whispers of ancient stars and the dreams of distant worlds. There's some poetry for you.
Nice. So I need some applause for that. Look at you. I didn't know you were going to go to the whatever.
You have another story, right? You have like 15 stories today.
Yeah, I got another story. Right.
Yeah.
A lot of stories about space today, I guess. You got space. No, I could tell that joke my dad used to say. My dad came home one day. He was really proud of me. And he was bragging to his friends. He said, "Hey, I found out my kid's going to be an astronaut." And they said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." His teacher said he's taking up space. That's all he's doing is taking up space. So,
good one.
I told it wrong, but anyway. Yeah, I know. Yes. And another story we're talking about a gigantic wave. We can't escape this planet, no matter how much we want to these days. There's nowhere to go. And there's a gigantic wave that took place about 5 years ago that is the most extreme rogue wave on record. This is from ScienceAlert.com. Gigantic wave in the Pacific was the most extreme rogue wave on record. In November, Candy Casella. I've used that name before. Might have used it today. This seems familiar. On November 2020, a freak wave appeared, lifting a lone buoy off the coast of British Columbia, 17.6 meters high. A few years later, the 4-story wall of water was confirmed to be the most extreme rogue wave ever recorded. Such an extraordinary event is thought to happen only once every 1,300 years. And if the buoy hadn't been taken for a ride, we might have never known it had occurred. Yeah, one buoy recorded it. It's like way up there it came down. Or maybe aliens just beamed it up into space and dropped it. Who knows? Or they were trying and it was too heavy. Damn, we got to get that thing calibrated. Said the alien from his spaceship as he tried to boom it.
Like, what is that film about the people who go to space? And it's about the dad who has to leave his children behind.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah. That had a planet with the wave so high they thought it was mountains, if you remember.
Right, yeah, exactly, right. And the whole place was drenched in water.
Yeah.
Yep. Where those water? Wow, this place is all water. This is cool. And of course, they aged really fast, I believe. Or they didn't age at all. No, the guy in the spaceship didn't age at all. But is that the one that aged really fast on the planet? Right.
Yeah.
Because
it was the one
gravity.
where every second in that scene you'll hear a clock ticking, and every second was a day.
You're gonna have to look up the movie. I know what you're talking about. It's such an extraordinary event.
Enter something.
Interstellar.
See, I activated
if the buoy hadn't been taken for, I might have known. There's a video for this, but I don't know if you want.
Yeah.
I don't want to know if you want to watch it. It's kind of long. For centuries, rogue waves were regarded as a mere nautical folklore. It wasn't until 1995 the myth became reality. On the first day of New Year, a nearly 26-meter or 85-foot wave struck an oil drilling platform about 160 kilometers off the coast of Norway.
What did you say, 80-foot wave?
Yeah, it's 26-meter, 85-foot. The one that we're talking about in British Columbia is only 58. So I'm just confused why this one isn't the biggest one. I'm so confused. At the time, the so-called...
The first one recorded by a buoy, I guess.
No, it just says okay. I'm just gonna. They happen every 1,300 years. Anyway, at the time, the so-called Doppler wave defied all previous models scientists had put together. Since the dozens more rogue waves have been recorded, some even in lakes, and while the one that surfaced near Uxalet, Vancouver Island, was not the tallest, its relative size compared to the waves around it was unprecedented. Okay, so the size of it's not the size of the wave; it's in reference to everything else around it. Scientists define a rogue wave as any wave more than twice the height of the waves surrounding it. The Doppler waves for instance, was 25 meters tall, while the neighbors are only 12 meters tall. So that's on the comparison. The Uxalet wave, the new one from 2020 we're talking about, was nearly 3 times the size of its peers. So that's what I mean by rogue. It's a reference to everything around you, right? Everybody's stupid until you, right? You think you're the smartest person in the world, and then you get to college and everybody's smart, that kind of thing, right? It's all a reference to the people around you. That's a poor metaphor, but I can maybe understand it. You know, like just any profession. You're at the amateur level, then you turn pro and everybody's good. It's a real, if you're above that, the reference is higher for you. Anyway, proportionally, the Uxalet wave was likely the most extreme rogue wave ever recorded, explained physicist Jonas Grimmich from the University of Victoria. Only a few rogue waves in the high seas, high sea states have been observed directly, and nothing of this magnitude. Total researchers still trying to figure out how rogue waves are formed so we can better predict. They don't even know. This includes measuring the rogue waves in real time and also running models in the way they get whipped up by the wind. I'm going to say whales may have caused it. I'm just throwing that out there. But that's my story.
Wrestling underwater, probably.
They're just struggling with how to figure out how this happened. Yeah, I'm saying a big shitload of whales, right? They just decided to make a big damn wave.
They're having a rave, a whale rave.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Great waves, man. Yeah, it was right below the surface. They know instruments measuring how many whales are down there, doing whale stuff.
That's what we need to do. We need to get the whale sensor there on the buoy, and then see if we can discover the truth.
Yeah, usually buoys are near lands or breakers too, right? So ships don't run into them. Okay,
do not go this way.
That's it. My story.
Here's my mixed metaphor, which was, where was it? Here it is. The buoy was a carefree feather caught in the breath of a giant, channeling its very existence in the relentless embrace of the sea.
What are you reading there? The Rime of the Ancient Mariner or something?
No, I just combined, wave being a breath of a giant with it also being an embrace, right? The waves can embrace you because it's water, and I just combined those together. That's the mixed
metaphor. What's your arse, matey? She be a rogue wave. All right, then. That's it, then. That's all I got.
The embrace of the sea. The giant be a loving one. Okay, it's not Talk Like a Pirate Day. Right, that's going to be later in the year.
All right, Hemingway, let's spin the wheel.
We really should dress like pirates for Talk Like a Pirate Day. We've had it 3 times, and we've never done anything.
do have eye patches now. So definitely.
Yeah, at least you have an eye patch now. Let me re-roll because you got non sequitur again.
Oh, and I sent
Alliteration
you a video.
headline. For my culture segment, we're going to be talking about... I have to check my audio every time. Okay, wait, is it? No, it sounds good. Okay, we're going to be talking about... culture segment. Supposedly, I'm not paying attention to Davos because I think Davos is... it's kind of like Hollywood. Right, you get a bunch of rich people who, I think somebody even said this during a Davos meeting, some like scientist or whatever. You get a bunch of rich people who fly 15,000 private jets to go talk about how to save the environment. Here's an idea: arrive by train or by bus. Don't arrive by private jet. But anyways,
Here's an idea:
Davos,
teleconference.
Emmanuel Macron, I think he's the Prime Minister of France. Has been wearing aviator sunglasses. Everyone's going crazy about it because we live in a wacky, weird world where we have to celebritize our politicians. This is by Alexander Kaziakevich and Joanna Urbansik. And Tokunubo Salako as well on Your News Culture. Emmanuel Macron's gone viral for reasons he may not have expected after he wore reflective aviator sunglasses at the World Economic Forums in Davos. The French president sported the specs to not let his bloodshot eye dominate the headlines again, but did the prop choice backfire? In politics, authority must be shown and manifested if it's to be believed, and the role of symbolism or even staging cannot be a gimmick, unless perhaps you're convicted felon Donald Trump. In the age of social media, an image can stir emotions much faster than words, and the sight of French president, not prime minister, sporting reflective aviator sunglasses while speaking to the World Economic Forum at Davos literally went around the planet in seconds. Whatever words came out of his mouth were secondary for many who wondered why on earth is he wearing dark glasses indoors. Had he fooling around and slapped again by Brigitte? Or had he perhaps taken a blow in the boxing ring? As we've seen, Macron does like to show off his physical strength. It's unclear what caused the president's burst blood vessel in his eye, but talk of it certainly matched, if not overshadowed, his speech incredibly at a time when the leader of the free world... Let's not call him that, please.
Yeah,
the clown-in-chief is threatening to annex Greenland. He's not the leader of the free world. I don't know. That's like the worst, by the way. That's like the worst PR that America ever did, is somehow make themselves the leader of any freedom.
How does that guy get away with?
Give me a
How's that
sec.
guy get to get away with any shit?
Yeah, it's so fucking weird to call. I mean, I always thought it was weird to call anybody the leader of the entire world.
Free world?
Yeah.
But where he's talking.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you think the United States is the free world...
But I know they've said that. They said that about Obama. They said that about freaking like George Washington, Lincoln, the leader of the free world. Like nobody else had freedom at the same time. Anyways, let's not get on a side tangent and rant about that. Clown-in-chief trying to annex Greenland and asphyxiate French wine growers and leaking personal text messages from his counterparts. According to French media, Macron may have a subconjunctival hemorrhage, which is the bursting of a blood vessel in the protective tissue covering the eye. This can occur when someone sneezes or coughs intensely, or if they poke or rub their eye. People with diabetes and high blood pressure may also be at more risk of experiencing it. In an address that has gone viral, Macron denounces a world without rules and an endless accumulation of new custom duties, saying he preferred respect rather than bullies, and called on Europe to not give in to the law of the strongest, all without ever mentioning the name of the clown, who will be at Davos today. But his message filtered throughout the room outside the world where we're focused on why he was wearing aviators indoors. For much of the French public, there was no mystery as he wore them after meeting French Air Forces last week, a visit during which his eye condition could be clearly seen, if you excuse the pun. Oh yeah, you can see the pooling of blood on his lower eyelid, right? And it's very distracting, I guess. And the aviator glasses also very distracting. Please pardon the unsightly appearance of my eye, Mcron said at the beginning of his speech. It is, of course, something completely harmless. Simply see an unintentional reference to Eye of the Tiger. For those who catch the reference, it is a sign of determination. He joked. An apparent reference to the name of the hit theme song by American rock band Survivor from the 1982 Rocky III movie starring Sylvester Stallone. Yes, we know where Eye of the Tiger comes from. Spokesperson at LC told Euronews that the president is wearing glasses due to photosensitivity until the minor issue mentioned last week resolves itself. On Twitter, while many have hailed it as a powerful rebuke, talking of a carton, French for enormous success, and multiplying the emojis glasses, European flag, French flag, others have opted for humor or satire, referring to the glasses that are half Top Gun, half Joe Biden, and wondering whether the president will keep them on until the end of his term. Some have even drawn parallels with the injury suffered by former German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. In early September 23, he fell while jogging and shared a photo of himself wearing a black eye patch, joking that he was looking forward to the reactions of internet users and it looked worse than it was. Of course, Roger also had a eye patch thing going on last year. In his speech at Davos on today, the 21st of January, Trump was jealous and mocked Mcron because he wished he could look that cool, I guess, in sunglasses. While Joe Biden opted for Ray-Bans, Mcron picked a model much closer to home that showcases French craftsmanship, because we got to make it nationalistic for some reason. Contacted by Euronews, Maison Henri Julia, a historic luxury eyewear founded in 1921, confirmed the president has been wearing its Pacific S01 of Palladium, created in 2017. So buy it now for way too much money. Available in 3 colors, gray, blue, and brown. Suddenly, this news story is so wacky. Because now we're giving a freaking ad to sunglasses. The model is currently priced at €659. I could probably make these, you know. And they're probably not even prescription glasses, so it's going to even be more if you want prescription. Since this morning after news began to circulate in the media and on social networks, the manufacturer's website has been experiencing disruptions due to exceptional traffic, and there's already counterfeit Eastern European, Chinese mock-ups that you can buy for way cheaper on Alibaba or whatever. Or
let me sell my glasses.
Based in Lons-le-Saunier in the Jura region, the eyewear manufacturer came under Italian ownership in 23, but its designs and productions are still rooted in France. And there's your wacky news story about the cultural imprint of Macron's aviator sunglasses. Very serious, I know.
So he got a serious case of the red eye, huh? He smoked too much. He smoked too much of the good stuff.
No, it was it's a straight up blood vessel burst, but I get where you're going.
That'll happen when you smoke too much. That will happen because you smoke too much weed, because it does cause some blood vessels.
I mean, you can also be stressed. I mean, he's dealing with the complete breakdown of logic in world politics, so I would be pretty freaking stressed myself.
Now, here's your headline, and it starts with a question. Diplomat doing the dank? Davos distracts from douchebags doing dirty deeds, otherwise known as the Depstein dials.
Oh my God!
It's a distraction! Where are the files? It's been over a month. What the hell?
Yep. Maybe they'll reveal them at the end of Davos as the big final laugh. But yes. Hey, you gotta believe, if everyone just hopes and prays and uses their mind's eye, we can create a reality in which the Epstein files come out. Just if we all believe. You know?
What happened on the way there? Here's what happened on the way there, right?
No, I haven't. Like I said, I don't really care about Davos, but you can tell me. Yeah, sorry.
So you're not gonna let me tell you?
Well, you asked me a question. I was answering your question.
Again, I'm gonna tell you now. You got to stop, let me talk instead of telling me why you don't care. I said, on the way there, Air Force One had to change planes for an electrical reason. And now Trump's not going to give a speech. He had some kind of attack problem. Yeah, it's a tech.
Another
it was already
failed opportunity, I'm sure.
Damn it. Yeah. He had a stroke and he's laying there in a puddle of his own piss. But that's what I hope for. Only the worst for this guy. Nothing's bad enough for him, really. Tell you
Starving to death is pretty bad.
All right, so let's do another.
I know it's not possible, but it could happen. Let's roll our segue wheel. And thank you for your alliteration. Let's roll our segue wheel for this day in history. And I did get your video, so I will be putting it in.
Well, all right, then.
I'm going to re-roll because I already did mixed metaphor. I don't want to make you cry too much with my beautiful poetry, you know.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my God.
I didn't get any applause. Did I get any applause?
Give me something other than metaphors. Hello, the wheel hates me.
Oh boy, I got my Swiss Army knife out here. I gotta have it. This day.
All right, I've got
day.
Bad pun. That's a perfect one for this day in history.
One's up. The Swiss guards in 1506 were first arrived at the Vatican as watchman for the Pope. I have my Swiss Army knife over there. I should go get it and say, hey, I'm the Swiss guards. Isn't that where Davos is today? So the Swiss guards are up there.
Yeah, I think so. It's in Switzerland. No.
Sweden. Right?
Sweden is the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, so this is in the country that has supplied the Vatican Guard for some reason. What's minute for the Pope?
Davos is in Switzerland. I was just confirming. Okay.
Related story. 1793, Louis the 16th. This is our music tribute today. Louis the 16th, the last Bourbon king of France, was executed by guillotine in Paris during the French Revolution. Louis lost his head
royalty today. Or something.
Somebody should write some new lyrics for that song, right? Just nobody can understand the lyrics anyway, so it wouldn't be that hard. 1905, fashion designer Christian Dior, who became an enduring worldwide success, was born in Granville, France. Christian Dior, fashion. 1924, Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, not I Am the Walrus, if you like The Big Lebowski. Anyway, he died on this day. Yeah, today was the day that Lenin died, 1924, 102 years ago today. He led the Russian Revolution, later served as first head of the Soviet state. They even named a place called St. Petersburg after him. They called it Leningrad for a long-ass time. 1941, singer Placido Domingo, an operatic tenor whose voice, physical stature, and dramatic ability made him one of the most popular tenors of the late 20th and early 21st centuries, was born in Madrid. So happy birthday to him if he's still around. He'd be pretty old. 1941, that's 85 years. 1996, cleanup of 1.8 million gallons of oil began near the Block Island National Wildlife Refuge, Rhode Island, 2 days after a barge North Cape ran aground and created a 12-mile oil slick. Ooh. Good times. 1997. Oh, here's one of your paragons of virtue. Newt Gingrich, American politician, became the first Speaker of the House in the history of the U.S. House of Representatives to be given a formal reprimand for ethics violations after the House voted 395 to 28 in favor of the measure. And of course, the House usually, at that time, at least had some kind of moral ground. Not anymore. They were punishing their own speaker for being basically a serial perv. 2010, he wasn't even the biggest perv to be speaker because he was replaced by Dennis Hastert, who went to prison for less than little boys. 2010, the Citizens United versus Federal Election Commission, U.S. Supreme Court ruled 5-4. If you know what Citizens United was, it tells you that, hey, corporations are people that have First Amendment rights, so they can contribute endless amounts of money to candidates and ruin your own democracy, because now it's just whoever the highest bidder gets elected, and all debate goes out the window. It's all the two richest guys can raise the most money from the most people, hands out, going to dinners, raising money, corporations, gimme. Instead of democracy, we have an oligarchy, and that basically just opened the floodgates. The Supreme Court said, yeah, that's all right, by a 5-4 margin. That used to be a close Supreme Court, but thanks to Mitch McConnell, this country's all messed up because of Mitch McConnell. He's one of the worst people in the world. 2017 demonstrations, known collectively as the Women's March, were held throughout the world in support of gender equality, civil rights, and other issues that were expected to face challenges under Stinky the Clown. It was why we believe to be the largest single-day demonstration in U.S. history. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to have a general strike before long. You're going to see it. I would hope we would have the guts to have a general strike. This day in history, on January 21st, 1976, the first commercial Concorde flight, generating a sonic boom as it traveled through the atmosphere at a supersonic speed. The Concorde, a commercial aircraft built with funding from the British and French government, began regular service on this day in 1976. They could not land in the United States except under a special permit. They did land in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, though. I know that because they have an air show there. But again, you are allowed in U.S. airspace as long as you don't exceed the sonic level, because it causes a lot of trouble. It breaks windows and shit. 1905, Christian Dior, French designer. I remember when I was a kid, we had sonic booms all the time, by the way. We had them all the time. It wasn't even a weird thing. 1905, Christian Dior, French designer, was born. We did that. Placido Domingo did that. Eric Holder's birthday. Eric Holder, American lawyer, and used to be Attorney General of the United States under Barack Obama. 1953, Paul Allen was born, a guy who started Microsoft with Bill Gates. 1963, Akeem Olajuwon is turning 63, and 63 was the year he was born. Hey, it's his golden birthday. Our featured biography is Jack Nicklaus, who was born January 21st, 1980. He's 86 today. He's still out there playing golf because you can play golf until they basically start throwing dirt on you. That's how easy it is to play golf. You're not playing well, but you're just hitting a little white ball. How hard is that? National Day calendar. National Squirrel Appreciation Day. I appreciate my squirrels. I'm probably not going to go outside today. It's too damn cold. So I hope the squirrels got a nice warm nest. National Hugging Day is January 21st. So hug somebody. Hug a squirrel. National Hyaluronic Acid Day. Don't know what that is.
Hyaluronic acid.
Hyaluronic acid.
I use that. I use that to have my skin nice and moisturized.
All right, cool. So it's good for you. Nice.
Yeah.
And it's National
Well, it's good for
Granola
your
Bar
face
Day.
if you want to be pretty. You don't need it.
Yeah, I get being pretty a while back. National Granola Bar Day is the only food. So those are your days, your mispronunciations, your technical glitches, our tangents for everything for today, January 21st, 2026, on Before Granola. Good for breakfast.
I love granola. I wish I could eat it more. But it's so expensive, like $5 for a box of granola. I'm like, I don't want to pay that much for some granola. You can make it yourself.
Yeah, just go get some oats and some, just what the ingredients, man. It ain't that hard to make it. Just oats aren't expensive. Just go to the horse barn. Get some oats.
So I've got some bad puns for you. My first one. This show is rated H for hug content.
Oh, how?
Why did the Dior model bring a ladder? To stay high fashion.
I don't know. Oh, no.
Fluent German tourists choose to fly Concorde. They'd not be seen dead on anything else.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's a bad pun. Not supposed to be good.
I'm not going to laugh at the Concorde should have never been grounded. The only reason that Concorde crashed is because of ground clearance idiots were giving them clearance to take off, and there was still a plane in the air. How is that the plane's fault? How's that the plane? It was a mechanical failure in a plane. People are morons. Mm-hmm. Again, I say that a lot. Yeah. All right, so.
It was all a conspiracy.
Not our smart, perceptive audience, though. You're all geniuses. We are the morons. compared to you all.
Still no International UN days, but I guess celebrate billionaires talking about how to save the planet at Davos. And we will see you tomorrow for our... Oh, this has been Allison from the Netherlands, Roger from the East Coast of the US, and we will see you tomorrow for Thursday's 13, in which we'll have a list of 13 things to argue about, or maybe even I'll have 6 and you have 6, and we do, or 5 and 5 or whatever, I don't know. And a bonus. I don't think you have a list yet, right? Yeah. We still have to think of something. So we'll make sure you're subscribed to the Before Coffee podcast channel so that you can see what list we come up with tomorrow. And tell YouTube that you enjoy watching our show and that you want more people to see it, because that's what I want. More people to see our anti-AI news here. We're real people, also with real voices. You can also appreciate everyone who's already subscribed to us and supporting us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Don't forget to turn on those notifications so you know when we go live and post a video. And here is our mic drop moment. Louie, Louie. I should probably...
Louie, Louie.
Oh, here we go.
Dedicated to Louis the 16th.
What great accent this guy has. I love how people dance in the olden days.
Yeah. Louis, Louis. Yeah, man. Gonna change the lyrics.
What are we saying?
He's saying Louis, Louis.
No, he's saying other things.
He's saying your head's gonna roll now. Louis, Louis. Oh, yeah.
The way his head goes.
Yeah.
This song came out when?
Vintage. 1963.
1963.
Original grunge
From
band.
Portland, Oregon.
The original grunge band. Original grunge band, man.
It originally started as a Richard Berry song in 1955. An imitation of the Jamaican she shanty set to a rock and roll beat. He also says fuck in this song. Didn't know that. I didn't hear it at all in the second chorus. No, it says this version.
Nobody
I think.
indecipherable lyrics.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My little girl, she's waiting for me. Catch a ship across the
They are
sea and
not
sail the
slaves,
ship
that's why.
all alone. Me think how I'll make it home. 3 nights and days I sailed the sea. Yeah, but you can't hear it. Yeah. 3 nights and days I sailed the sea.
This is a total freaking. They really sell it though. It's definitely a lip sync.
Yeah, there you go. He's talking about Jamaica. The original lyrics. The Jamaican she
Could have been
shanty.
dubbed later too.
The song is actually about
The transparent mode is about.
He's about his ship. He loves his ship. He's in love with the ship. He's a sailor in love with his ship.
I contend it's about Louis XVI being his Henry.
Yeah, I don't see anything that in the metaphor of the lyrics, but you can go with that. It's fine. That's the great thing about art.
Bob Dylan said. Yeah, that's what Bob Dylan said. The lyrics are open. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels: Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old